Have you ever had to put a spoiled brat in their place? The kid behind me kicked my chair so hard my glasses slid down my nose. Before I could even turn around, he said, "Can you move? My legs don't like strangers." His mom leaned in and said, "He's very particular about personal space," as if that somehow justified him using the back of my seat like a punching bag. It was a small local film screening, folding chairs, dim lights, and a Q&A with the director afterward. I'd arrived early and picked a good seat near the center. 10 minutes in, this mother and her son walked in, ignored every empty row, and chose the seats directly behind mine. The kicking never stopped. After the fourth jab, I turned and asked him to stop. He tilted his head and said, "My mom says I don't take orders from strangers, especially ones with bad posture." She actually giggled and said proudly, "My son is always so funny." I tried to focus on the movie, but then something hit my shoulder. Popcorn. Then another piece. I turned slightly and saw him using his hands like a slingshot, flinging kernels at my back. "Nice shot," she smirked. "He gets it from me." His mom took out her phone and snapped a picture as if she were capturing a milestone. Then, as the theater grew quiet for a serious scene, he leaned forward and said loudly, "Is the main guy in this movie supposed to be that old?" Several people turned to look. Sitting in the front row was the lead actor himself, clearly within earshot. He was in his late 60s, and it was obvious the comment hit him hard. That's when the kid pulled out his phone and started filming. "This is so boring," he said. "I'll live stream instead." He began narrating loudly into his phone. "Hey guys, I'm at some geriatric indie screening. The chairs suck and the people smell like soup." I turned back and asked him to put it away. Before he could answer, his mom jumped in and said, "He's a content creator. Filming helps him regulate." She said it like it was a medical fact. Then she added, "He's neuro-gifted. Honestly, you should be proud to have him in here." At that moment, the actor he insulted slowly stood, said something quietly to the director, and walked out of his own Q&A. He looked like someone who had just been shoved off stage in the middle of his own tribute. I stood up, walked to their row, and faced them both. "I don't care how neuro-gifted he is," I said. "He just harassed an actor out of his own premiere, ruined the screening, and turned this room into his personal jungle gym." The mom raised a hand like she was about to interrupt, but I kept going. I looked directly at the kid. "You want content? Here's some content." I pulled out my phone and spoke loud enough for everyone to hear. "Hey guys, we've got a future lawsuit in progress. This kid's launched popcorn missiles, filmed strangers without consent, and insulted a 68-year-old war veteran and actor. Tune in next week when he finally learns what consequences look like." His mom's voice cracked through the theater. "How dare you embarrass us like this?" But before I could respond, his dad finally spoke up. I hadn't noticed him until now, quietly sitting beside them, clearly trying to stay out of it. But then he stood up, exhaled like he'd had enough, and said, "Give me the phone." The kid kept scrolling. His dad stepped in and said, "Now." The kid handed over the phone without a word. Then the dad turned to the mom and said, "I told you this was getting out of hand. He's not special. He's just spoiled." To his son, he added, "We're going home and I'm shutting off the Wi-Fi and deleting your stupid channel." The mom whispered, "You're humiliating him," he said. "No, he's been humiliating us." They stormed out, the husband still snapping at his wife about how she always does this, but no one cared. People started clapping as the door shut behind them. Then the director stepped back up to the mic and said, "I'd like to thank whoever just restored my faith in humanity." The real problem wasn't the kid. It was the parents who raised him to believe he was better than everyone else.